There are only 2 months until summer. Summer officially begins on, I believe it's June 20th. Today is actually, no, it's actually June 21st. That's when summer begins. Today is April 20th, so almost 2 months away. You know what that means? It means it's time to lock in. By lock in, I mean get ready for summer. Get ready to go to the beach and look good. That's what we're doing to lock in for summer. So about a year and a half ago, I used to work out a lot, but I kind of fell off. And I've been saying for the longest time that I'm gonna get back into it and that I'm gonna lock in and whatever, fix myself, but I haven't. But this time it's different. This time I will lock in and I will fix myself, especially because I have a time limit now. I want to look good in the summer. I want to feel good in the summer. So we're making a change. Something that's going to help me reach that goal is that in about 10 days, I'm moving into my first apartment, which is great. It means I will be able to control all the food that comes into my house. And I just want to say, eating like shit, it's not an excuse. You can't just say, oh, my family buys all this garbage food, so it forces me to eat garbage food. Like, it's not an excuse. You can be disciplined and just not eat the food that your family makes or the food that your family buys, but I wasn't doing that just because of lack of discipline. But it'll be a lot easier to have that discipline when I'm controlling the food that comes in. Like, for example, let's say my mother goes to the grocery store and buys cookies. If she brings these cookies home, the cookies are fair game. They are for everyone to eat, So I'll go downstairs and I see cookies on the table. I'll get tempted and I'll eat some cookies. But now that I'm going to have my own apartment, there will not be cookies, so there will be no temptation. And then the other thing is, sometimes at work, my coworkers will bring donuts or cookies and shit, and I just gotta not do that. I just gotta be disciplined at work. But yeah, as I was saying, I used to work out a lot, so there's a thing called muscle memory, where I don't really know how to explain it, but I know that if you worked out in the past and you kind of fell off and lost muscle mass, once you start working out again, you'll regain that muscle a lot faster because of the muscle memory. So if a beginner starts working out versus me, I will be gaining muscle faster than the beginner. Although I would love to build muscle and be strong and whatever, I think muscle is a great thing. I think it's one of the number one forms of defense for people. But although I would love to grow muscle, another thing, I really want to lose body fat. I'm not fat or anything, but I do have some stomach fat that I would like to get rid of, have a nice slim tummy. These next 2 months, and I mean at least for the next 2 months, I'm going to be eating healthy, no processed foods, try to drink a lot of water, try to mainly focus on whole foods. I mean, yeah, that's all I'm going to be eating is whole foods. Try to focus on getting my protein, reaching my protein goals. I think for protein, your protein goal should be let's say you weigh 120 pounds, then you should be eating 120 grams of protein. Or if you weigh 180 pounds, then you should be eating 180 grams of protein. Or if you're trying to lose weight, I believe you should be eating your goal weight in grams of protein. So for example, let's say you weigh 200 pounds and you're trying to get down to 160, then you should be eating 160 grams of protein. So yeah, protein goal, and then as well, I need to be in a calorie deficit to lose body fat. But yeah, no more delaying this. I am starting today. I am starting right now. We're gonna get back on track, back to how I used to be. Something that was really cool about when I was working out a lot was I went to that summer. So I think this was around May, and I started working out in January. So 5 months in, I went to Florida for the summer. Well, not for summer. I went there for a couple of days. And I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts, right? And I was just walking down somewhere I think it was downtown Fort Lauderdale, I don't remember, with my friend. And as I was walking by this guy, he was like, "Oh, you work out, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And I don't know. Maybe I should have taken that as a catcall type thing. Actually, I don't think that's what it was, but I think he was just being nice because he was saying a lot of stuff to. He was like, whenever people would walk by, he would say something to them. Like, I remember he told this lady that she had a nice dress on. He told this guy that he liked his shoes. Like, he was just like complimenting people walking by. So no, I don't think it was a catcall type thing. But the fact that he noticed that I like worked out, like that felt really good. But I feel like now that's not really a thing. And then a couple weeks after I came home from Florida, I went on a cruise to Bermuda with my family. And like we went to the beach, and while we were at the beach, one of my, I think she was my cousin. I don't know. I don't really see her often. I think she's like some sort of cousin, but she saw me and she was like, "Whoa, have you been working out?" And I was like, "Yeah." And my aunt was asking me if I worked out, and I was like, "Yeah, I do." So that felt really good, and I feel like that doesn't happen anymore. So I would really love to get back into it, feel good again. Like, I don't know, I think I look fine right now, but I think I could definitely look better, so yeah. But yeah, those are the goals for the next 2 months, or at least the next 2 months. Obviously, I should continue being healthy forever for the rest of my life, but I need to make sure that I'm actually strict and consistent these next 2 months. I do have an Oura ring. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like an Apple Watch, but I think it's cooler. It's just this little ring that you wear on your index finger, and it tells you how many calories you burn throughout the day. It'll tell you about your workouts. It'll tell you what your body temperature is at, what your resting heart rate's at. If you're a female, it'll track your menstrual cycle. It'll tell you it could even tell you if you're coming down with a fever. Like one time my body temperature was elevated and it was saying, "Are you coming down with something?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." And then the next day I woke up and I felt like shit and I was sick. So yeah. It tracks your sleep too. That's really cool. That's also something else that I need to lock in with, like start going to bed at the same time every night, because I don't do very good at that. And a lot of things something that people overlook with like losing weight and whatever is sleep, losing weight and exercise. Sleep is like the best thing for recovery when you're exercising. So that's a lot of things that people forget about. So yeah, I need to make sure I'm getting 8 hours of sleep every night, trying to sleep at the same time and waking up at the same time. So yeah, but yeah, I have my Oura ring. It'll help me track my calories and whatever. And then I don't know, I'll take like tomorrow morning I'll take a before picture, and then at the end of the 2 months I'll take another picture. So yeah, and weigh myself. But I don't think weighing yourself is really that important, because the thing is, what is it? Muscle weighs more than fat, right? So you could, I think the best thing to do to see your progress is just take pictures, because I don't think the scale reflects it as well as pictures do. So I don't really care about that, but I'll do it just to do it. So yeah, tomorrow morning I'll take pictures, weigh myself. At the end of the 2 months I'll take more pictures, weigh myself, see the progress I made. But yeah, I'll definitely stay consistent. We'll definitely do it this time. I've been saying this for the past like year that I'm gonna get back into it, and I'll do it for like a few days or like a week. I'll eat really healthy, I'll work out, and then I just die. And once I make a mistake, like one of my problems is, as soon as I mess up, I'm like, well, I ruined it. So like, okay, let's say you mess up because you eat something you're not supposed to. Like, let's say I decide to get Chick-fil-A or something, or let's say a friend invites me out to eat, right? And I eat some shit, right? Let's say that's for lunch. I eat some shit for lunch. Then I get home and it's dinner time, and I'm like, well, I already fucked up, so I guess I should just eat shit for dinner too. And that's what I do. And then the next day, I'm like, whoa, I fucked up yesterday, so whatever. I can eat whatever today. And yeah, that's what messes me up. Like, I need to understand that if I make a mistake, then just fucking correct myself the next meal, But I don't know. I don't do that. But I need to stop. All right, whatever. I'm just rambling now. But yeah, we're locking in. In 2 months from now, I'm going to look very different. But yeah, I'll post some progress pictures or whatever eventually at the end of the 2 months. But yeah, locking in. You should too. There are only 2 months left till summer, alright? There are only 2 months left. You must lock in. Lock in. Lock in. Okay, bye.